Case study. Hero Group's $20 billion bet on the renewable energy future. Target audience: MBA students, management practitioners, business leaders, entrepreneurs, business strategy enthusiasts, renewable sector enthusiasts, global strategy enthusiasts. Domain: business strategy. Case length: around 1,800 words. Teaching duration: 60 to 75 minutes. Learning goals: identify strategic growth opportunities in a mature company entering an emerging industry. Evaluate risks and synergies when expanding beyond core markets. Explore integration possibilities between energy and mobility businesses. Formulate strategic priorities within a diversified growth plan. Understand and use Ansough's matrix to analyze the given scenario. Background of the company. Hero Group, a household name in India for its dominance in the two-wheeler market, has long been associated with innovation, efficiency, and scale in manufacturing. Over decades, the group built a stronghold in the automotive sector, particularly in fuel-powered motorcycles and scooters. Yet, in recent years, market forces, global sustainability trends, and government policy shifts have been reshaping the competitive landscape. In 2025, the group announced a landmark move, an investment of $20 billion over the next 5 years to ramp up renewable energy generation capacity to 30 gigawatts by 2030. According to Pawan Munjal, Chairman, Hero Group, we are making a generational investment. For decades, we've powered mobility for millions. Now we intend to power their homes, cities, and industries, and do it sustainably. Energy is no longer a side business. It is the future of our group. This decision marked one of the largest private sector commitments to renewable power in India. The announcement came at a time when global energy markets are in flux. Fossil fuel dependence is being challenged by environmental concerns, climate agreements, and technological breakthroughs in energy storage and distribution. India, too, has set ambitious national targets for renewable energy capacity as part of its climate commitments. The strategic leap. The decision was not a spur-of-the-moment gamble. Hero Group has had prior exposure to clean energy, primarily through limited solar power installations for its manufacturing plants and pilot wind energy projects. These were, however, ancillary to its core automotive business. The $20 billion plan, in contrast, positions renewable energy as a central growth pillar for the group's future. According to the Hero Group, the investment will be spread across solar power parks, large-scale utility solar farms in high-radiance regions of India, wind energy projects, particularly in coastal and high-wind states, hybrid installations combining solar and wind to maximize generation efficiency, energy storage solutions, battery and grid balancing systems to stabilize supply. The target of 30 gigawatts was not just a headline number. It represented nearly 10% of India's total planned renewable capacity for 2030, signaling that Hero Group was aiming to be a dominant player in the sector, expanding in the known. While Hero's two-wheeler business operated in the automotive space, it has long relied on power supply for manufacturing and distribution. Over time, its internal consumption led to small renewable energy deployments, solar rooftops on plants, captive wind turbines, mainly to reduce operating costs and carbon footprint. The new investment included scaling up these in-house projects significantly. Manufacturing units were planned to be powered almost entirely by renewables, allowing Hero to market itself as a green mobility manufacturer. This approach is not entirely new territory, but it represented a significant deepening of the group's presence in a space it already touched. Sharing his view on Hero's new initiative, Vikram Bhatia, CEO, Vinjin Power, a competitor in the renewable energy space, said, Hero's brand is trusted in mobility, no doubt. But the energy sector is a different game, different regulations, different economics. Scaling to 30 gigawatts is not just about investment. It's about managing complexity across states, taking the existing elsewhere. The group has also decided to use its knowledge of energy efficiency, vendor management, and infrastructure execution to enter new geographic markets within India. While it had renewable installations in only a few states, it now plans to operate plants across the country, from Rajasthan's solar-rich deserts to Tamil Nadu's wind corridors. This geographic spread also allowed Hero to serve local state electricity boards and industrial clients, diversifying its revenue streams. The expansion required learning regional regulatory frameworks, forming state-level partnerships, and adapting to different grid conditions, challenges the group is willing to tackle. New frontiers with familiar allies. Hero Group's automotive division has been exploring electric mobility for years. The renewable energy venture opened vistas to a natural synergy, powering its electric two-wheelers with its own clean energy. In addition to using renewables internally, the group also shared plans to develop green charging corridors along highways and in urban areas, where charging stations will be powered primarily by solar and wind. This integration between its existing automotive business and the new energy segment could create a distinct market advantage, not only selling vehicles but also selling the fuel for them. Collaborations with battery manufacturers, EV fleet operators, and ride-sharing companies were already under discussion. This strategy allowed Hero to tap into the rapidly growing e-mobility ecosystem while leveraging brand trust built over decades. Venturing into the unknown. Perhaps the boldest component of the plan was Hero Group's entry into the retail energy supply business. Instead of limiting itself to generating electricity for the grid or internal consumption, the group is exploring direct-to-consumer energy sales through emerging models like peer-to-peer energy trading platforms. This would mean competing with existing utilities, navigating complex licensing, and developing customer-facing capabilities it has never had before. According to Anita Verma, Senior Energy Analyst, Global Renewables Research, Hero is entering an arena dominated by specialists like Adani Green and Renew Power. The question is whether their manufacturing and distribution expertise can translate into energy generation at this scale. Execution will be everything. Hero's leadership saw this as a high-risk, high-reward opportunity. If executed well, it could position the group as a household name in clean energy, just as it is in mobility. Challenges ahead. Hero's $20 billion bet was not without risks. Policy and regulation. Renewable energy was subject to shifting government policies, subsidies, and tariff structures. Changes could affect project viability. According to R.K. Sharma, Secretary, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, India needs bold private sector commitments like this. Hero's plan aligns with our national renewable targets. If executed well, this project could be a benchmark for public-private collaboration in clean energy. Technology and capital risks, energy storage, smart grids, and generation technologies were evolving rapidly. Today's investments could face obsolescence. Committing such a large sum required balancing debt, equity, and returns across multiple business verticals. From an investor's point of view, Priya Menon, fund manager, Clean Energy Equity Fund said, from an investor's perspective, the $20 billion commitment is massive. We'll be watching capital deployment closely. Renewable energy margins can be thin unless you secure long-term power purchase agreements early. Execution complexity. Building and maintaining 30 gigawatts capacity required massive logistical coordination, skilled labor, and supply chain resilience. Not to mention, the community factors also needed an attention. Sharing a view from community's perspective, Suresh Meena, village head, Rajasthan, site of planned solar park, shared the solar park will bring jobs and better roads to our area. But we hope Hero Group also invests in training locals so the benefits last beyond the construction phase. While sharing a contrarian view, Neha Kaul, Director, Green Horizons India said, large-scale renewables are good for climate goals, but they can also displace communities and disrupt ecosystems if not planned carefully. We expect Hero to set a sustainability standard that others follow. Leadership perspective. Dr. Pawan Munjal, chairman of Hero Group, framed the decision as both a business opportunity and a responsibility. In his words, we are not just building capacity, we are building a future. Energy is the new mobility, and mobility is the new energy. The lines are blurring, and we intend to lead in both. Internally, the move has energized employees, particularly younger engineers excited by the idea of working in a sector with global environmental significance. Speaking about the new vistas Hero Group was exploring, Rahul Gupta, senior engineer, Hero Group, EV division, said, "As an engineer, I'm excited. The thought that the same company building our electric bikes could also be generating the green power to run them is inspiring. But we'll need to bridge a huge skills gap in energy technology." Externally, the announcement has been met with cautious optimism from analysts who see potential for Hero to evolve into a diversified industrial powerhouse. Decision points for discussion. How should Hero Group prioritize between scaling internal renewable usage and selling to the open market? Should it focus on one form of renewable energy or maintain a diversified portfolio? How can Hero integrate its renewable energy projects with its electric mobility ambitions without diluting focus? What partnerships or acquisitions could accelerate the achievement of its 30 gigawatts target? How should Hero hedge against policy shifts and market volatility in the renewable sector? Epilogue. Hero Group's investment marked a defining moment in its corporate journey, moving from a legacy built on petrol-powered mobility to a vision fueled by clean energy. Whether the $20 billion bet will pay off remained to be seen, but one thing was clear. The group is no longer thinking in terms of products alone. It is thinking in terms of ecosystems. In doing so, Hero has been positioning itself not only as a participant in India's renewable energy revolution, but as a potential architect of it. For more management case videos, like, share, and subscribe to the channel The Caseverse. Contact thecaseverse1@gmail.com.